Waitress gets ridiculed because of her broken leg, then a millionaire appears and the coffee was tepid, the kind that left a bitter trace on the tongue and reminded you that you'd been up too long and slept too little. That's what Ava Peterson poured every morning at the Sunrise Diner, her smile stitched to her face like armor. She limped slightly as she made her rounds, a rhythm she'd learned after the accident that changed everything. Ava had once been a dancer. Not in glitter or grandeur, but in grace. Ballet had been her first love, her only dream. One rainy night, just months before her first professional audition, a careless driver shattered that dream along with her leg. Multiple surgeries later, she could walk, sort of, but dancing? That chapter was closed. She never expected pity. She didn't want it. But she hadn't expected cruelty either. "Hey, hop along," a man sneered one morning from booth 7. A businessman, probably in town for some conference, dressed too sharply for the diner's cracked vinyl booths. "You planning on taking all day with that refill?" A few snickers followed. Ava paused for half a second, the pot of coffee hovering in her hand. Her smile never faltered, but something behind her eyes dimmed. She poured his cup without a word. "Must be nice," he added, leaning back. "Mess up your body and people still hand you a job. What's next, a promotion for being slow?" The laughter was louder this time. And crueler. In the corner booth, a man in jeans and a faded baseball cap watched in silence. He had come in just after dawn, ordered black coffee and pancakes, and had barely touched either. His hands were calloused, but his watch, the kind that whispered wealth rather than screamed it, didn't match the rest of him. He stood suddenly. The diner hushed. He walked over to Ava, who was now at the counter pretending to reorganize sugar packets, though her hands trembled. "Excuse me," he said, gently. She turned, startled. "Yes, sir. I'll be right with you. I just wanted to say something." His voice was steady, but carried enough weight that every eye turned toward him. He turned to the mocking man in booth 7. "My name is Mitchell Grant," he said calmly. "CEO of Grant Technologies. Maybe you've heard of us. We're the reason your hotel room has a smart thermostat and your conference badge has an RFID chip." The man's jaw fell slightly. "Oh, yes, of course. And," Mitchell continued, "I came in here today to find someone." He turned back to Ava. "I was looking for you." Her brow furrowed. "Me?" Mitchell nodded. 2 months ago, I was at the community center fundraiser. You didn't see me, you were busy helping serve food, even though you weren't on the clock. I noticed the limp. I noticed how you made the elderly couple at table 3 laugh so hard they cried. I asked around. I learned your story." Ava flushed, confused and unsure. "I wanted to see for myself," Mitchell said. "And I'm glad I did. Because your grit, your kindness, that's the kind of person I want running the employee wellness initiative at our company. We're building a new program to support staff recovering from injuries or trauma. We need someone who's lived it. Someone who didn't give up." The entire diner froze. Ava blinked. I'm not qualified. I'm just a..." "You're not just anything," he interrupted gently. "You're exactly what the world needs more of." The man at booth 7 shifted awkwardly, then stood and tried to slink out. Mitchell didn't stop him. He didn't need to. Later that afternoon, as Ava sat across from Mitchell in a quiet corner of the diner going over the offer, full benefits, remote training, a chance to help others and finally leave behind the greasy smell of hash browns and humiliation, her hands still trembled. But this time, not from shame. From hope. 3 months later. Ava walked, still with a limp, but taller now, across a sleek office in a sun-drenched building with glass walls and open arms. She wasn't wearing an apron anymore. She wore confidence, and a lanyard with her name printed in bold beside the word, Director. She had just wrapped a workshop for new hires, some recovering from injuries, some from layoffs, some from life's many curveballs. She told them her story. Not the polished version. The real one. About ballet. About bitterness. About the booth where someone tried to belittle her, and the man who stood up and said, "Not today." Epilogue. You never know who's watching, or what storm someone's already weathered. Kindness costs nothing. But sometimes, it pays everything forward. Ava didn't just get a second chance. She became someone who gives them.